Okay. Can you guys hear me? Yes? No? Let me know. Okay, I can't hear. Let me put my speaker up so I can hear you. So, Lily, can you hear me? Good. Good. All right, great. And Ollie, sun is coming into your face. It's great. Sunshine.
I know. It's just raining, so that's good to see.
Yeah, it's good. We needed rain anyways, right?
I know, it hasn't rained in so long.
I know, and everything's so dry. So
I
anyway.
know.
I have my chicken soup. I figure I'm getting a sore throat, so maybe this will help. Okay, guys. And Pavi and Thomas, you guys are here. So, any comments, questions before we begin? Lily, what's going on with you? We get updates, right? The class gets updates with you. What's up? What are the latest?
I received 2 offers yesterday. That was very exciting.
Oh, wow. From which ones?
From Jeffries and from Wells Fargo.
Oh, God. Great. Fantastic. And they're to do it when?
Next summer, like summer 2026.
And they're in NYC or what?
Jeffries is in New York City and Wells Fargo is in Charlotte.
Okay. Okay. And isn't it fantastic that you can choose?
Yeah, I kind of didn't expect to be given that.
Okay. Okay. And the other one, weren't you in something else or no? Those were the only two that you visited.
Those are the ones that I visited.
Okay. Okay. And then you have anything else said or no? That's it.
Well, I have a week to make my decision.
Okay. You're always welcome to consult with me if you'd like.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Right.
I'm going back and forth talking with my family.
Yeah, and you can after the class, I'll be happy to discuss it with you. And if not, that's okay too. You know what I mean? Sometimes you know best, but it's good to get it. Even when you advise, it doesn't mean that you have to take it. Do what everyone says, right? So, but it's great that you have an offer. Good. So the vampy helped.
Yeah.
Whether renewed. Okay. Fantastic. All right. We'll be able to do that. All right. Okay. So Sebastian's going to be coming back. He has to update. Always hardware issues. Anything else to report before we start recording? Anything that we need to know about? Okay. And Andrea, what's with you? What do you have to share? If anything.
I don't have anything exciting to share. Sorry.
Well, that's good. First of all, you're here. You came to class. We all got to meet physically, right?
Yeah.
And then the beauty here, in my opinion, is sometimes we can do kind of hybrid. Sometimes it's important to meet, right? For authentication purposes, authorization purposes, right? I need to do it. And sometimes it's good enough this way and it's back and forth, right? And your intern, I imagine, Lily, will be physically, you'll be there, right?
Yeah, I'll be at the office.
Okay, and then will they provide you housing?
No, but I already have housing in Charlotte, so for me that wouldn't be an issue.
Okay, and in New York City?
No, that would be, I would have to find something. I think college housing, like NYU.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably have something if they have a number of people there. I'm sure that they could help you. I can't imagine them saying, forget it. I'm sure they would be. Okay, fantastic. And if we can get everybody's camera up and running, and so what's with spring break? Who's going away? Raise your hand. Where are you going, Peyton?
I'm going to Barcelona. I have a friend that's abroad there right now, so we're going to go and visit.
I think you told me, didn't you? I think you told me at one time. I love Barcelona. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't.
Okay, you'll love it. It's just fantastic. You see, it's really vibrant. You know, people. Well, anyway, Spain is vibrant. You know, it's great, fantastic. So, and Andrea, what are you doing?
I'm just going to go home. I might do a little road trip up to visit my friends in Boston because I'm in Jersey. My friends
Okay,
live in
great,
Jersey.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Right, just take your coat and scarf. Yeah. So people say just going home, and going home is really important too. You know what I mean? That it has that connection and can give you some lift and do some things. Okay, great. So, and Pavi, what's going on with you?
I'm going to be in Orlando for spring break.
Okay. And is there anything particular, or just decided with friends, Orlando?
So I'm doing a private equity internship this summer, so I have to do training in Orlando.
You have
It's
to
fun.
do what?
Training in Orlando.
Oh, training. So you're going for the spring break for training, or you're going spring break
Yeah.
to check it out?
No, I already the internship itself is in New York, but some of the team members are in Orlando, so I figured it'd be better if I just went to Orlando. And then the last few days, I'm gonna go to Disney with my friends.
Okay,
Kind of,
fantastic. So, work and pleasure.
yeah,
That's what I
exactly.
love. I always have a lot of my vacations, even if I tell you, Peyton, I was in Barcelona, almost any place in the world, if I do it, it's always in combination, usually with work, right? Hawaii, whatever, Barcelona, it's usually a combination. And then they even did, I remember I was presenting something and it was really nice. They did a tour, for all the speakers. They had and the participants, they did a really nice, tour of Barcelona, and you got to see all the sights and stuff. And it's pretty. Okay, great. All right, so everybody's getting on board. Hopefully, everybody will have their cameras on, and we'll talk about the rest of the semester. Isn't that much more left when you turn around, huh? And this is more of the exciting stuff. It's going to go by like in a minute here. Okay, so we were able to do it. And Asher, what do you think about the exam? Asher.
Oh, me?
Yep.
Um, I thought it went pretty well.
Okay. I think a lot of it was more anxiety before. Once you kind of see what it was, it's not such a surprise, and we'll be able to do that. Okay. All right. So hopefully people are getting in. It's kind of a little slower this morning. So do I have any volunteers to moderate the chat? Okay, so Lily is one. Anyone else? Okay, and Juan and Lily get to know each other. You are my co moderators together, and let me know. You'll let me know what I don't know, right? And that's one of the things. And remind me, Juan, that I want to go over least privilege, because somehow it got confused in most people's mind, what least privilege means. And they're just kind of thinking that themselves have least privilege. And that's not true. Okay? So we're getting everybody up and running. And Sebastian had some issue with his computer, so he's coming on. Thomas is getting seated, and here's Sebastian coming back on. Sebastian, welcome.
How are you, Professor?
Okay, everybody got to meet you in person. They're heart and soul of the class, right? when they're really in trouble, they text Sebastian, right? So I appreciate all your help, and the students also told me that you've been basically a great help to them when they're not sure what's going on or when they have issues, and we all have issues all the time. Okay, so hopefully we'll get everybody's camera on with Christian and Matthew and Thomas Owens. Great. So Thomas, how was the exam?
Hi, Dr. Rush.
Hi.
I'm doing well.
Okay, and the other Thomas Owens, how was the exam for you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How was it?
I don't think it was too bad.
Not too bad. You did very well, Thomas Owens. Okay, so we'll go over it and we'll see what's going on. But you did quite well. Okay, so did others. Okay, so let's begin. We have our co-moderators. We have Sebastian here that will help. And then Sebastian, what I want to do is cover the group project today and talk about that. What's next? What's in store for everybody coming? So we have a light crowd here. We'll see how if anyone else shows up. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to record to the cloud. Everybody talked about that and examine the difference. I'm recording to the cloud, so that will be part of Zoom, and I will live stream. I'll live stream to YouTube. And in live stream, notice that I'll be able, once there's that, I can have my privacy. If I don't want it to be public, I can also make it private where I can send out a link. So I don't always need to have it a public. Some of you wrote in your open-ended test that streaming live to YouTube, it requires you to do it public. By default, it does it by public, but you can change it and make it private so you don't have to show the whole world what you're doing. Okay. And so I'm streaming live. I have recordings, and now we'll start. And Matthew Tannenbaum, if you can be so kind and stay with me after class, okay?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And Ariana, I don't know where her webcam is. Okay, anything else? So let's just get started. I'm going to share my screen and we'll talk about a number of things together. So I share my screen. You can see it. You can see yourself. We're live on YouTube. You can see I'm public, but it could be private. And now what I want is I'm going to go to our regular section. And what I want to do is go to the syllabus, course syllabus. Remember that? So I'm going to go to my course syllabus, and I see here spring syllabus BTE 210. And of course, doesn't this seem like years ago, Lily? Doesn't this seem like years ago? But we have here the instructor, myself, location, and important policies that we talked about. Exam policies. Notice in exam policies, if you have any issues, you need to contact me before exams, at least. Class recordings, we know. So these are the grading weights. Everybody was talking about it. You see here, the first exam is 20%. So basically it'll be, I'll do it, each part will count 10%. Everybody clear there, Thomas Owens? That the first part and the second, each part will be 10%. The second exam will be the same. Notice the final project. In this case, the final project, Asher, is worth more than one exam. So that's 25% of your class. And assignments all those assignments. Some of you are not doing assignments. You've been grading. Well, it's a shame because that is 25% of your class. And then there are the quizzes, the quizzes that you can take once or twice, the Wiley Plus, attendance, class participation are 10%. So I want to make sure that everybody realizes it. Sometimes we don't. And the other part is, you can see here on March 3rd, this is where we had our in-person lab exam. So I want to make sure that everyone realize that if you have trips, you have other things here that you set across on April 21st, everybody make sure that you put in your note here, it will be in person. So I've already had people say, oh, I'm going to go with my folks here, I'm going to do this here. For your other classes, for me, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, but for the in-person exam too, we'll be in the same format, we'll be in the same place of SBA 204 computer lab. I will be there. Hopefully Sebastian will be there, and Sebastian hopefully will get those folks to get those computers running. But I must admit, Sebastian, we got them running after a while, so it was very helpful that we had the IT people help us as well. Notice, I know there's always going to be issues, so we had that. And the April 28th is the last day of class. And that last day of class is when you're going to present your project. So we basically have 6 weeks to, or less, to do the project. We have the exam coming up. The week of the 14th, we'll do the same thing. We'll do an exam review. You can see I'll do that on that 4th week. We'll be working on our projects and continuing working on the projects. We'll have a number of guest speakers come in. I have on already, we'll have someone that does chatbots. They'll be coming in, I believe, on April 7th. We'll also be having some computer auditors using AI also come in. So we'll have a couple of those coming in. I got feedback that you found it interesting, and we'll do a number of hands-on projects. So that I want to make sure that everybody understands that that is our option. Okay? The other thing that I wanted to look at is always the what's due section, right? That's always the case in the what's due section. In the what's due section, here we have the exam and the review. This is starting on Wednesday after spring break. So I didn't make it on the Monday, made it on the following Wednesday. In spring break, we have the readings, Tech Guide 3, Cloud Computing. Very similar, now you know how to do it. The adaptive assignments in cloud computing, and the quizzes called Tech Guide 3 Cloud Computing. We've talked about cloud computing before, but I want to make sure that everybody has the correct terms, understands it in more detail. And even in cloud computing, guess what? There'll be a lot of AI attached to cloud computing. And in cloud computing, you can also do a lot of AI computations as well. So we'll be talking about it after the spring break, but I want you to know that that will be on our Wednesday. That's due. The other part which you see, which is due, is the complete final project of the team formation and topic selection. That is starting next Wednesday. I want each group to make proposals for what you would want to do for your group project. So if you go to the audit assignment instructions, you'll see the first part, you'll have several parts. The final project is a group project, but you'll be assigned different tasks for your projects, just like you are now. Sometimes you do group work that you were assigned different topics. And basically, if you think about it, we all are going to be generative AI consulting companies. Do you understand that, Lily? So basically, what we're going to purport to do, each group, is to be AI consultants, Gen AI consultants, and you can pick what sector you want to focus in on. So let me go to this part, and you can see in this final part here, the assignment is the first step is to create a generative AI consulting company in a certain business sector. And what I want you to do is you will be giving these services, and in the beginning of these services, since no one knows you, Lily, is you'll be giving these services free. Like, come and see a first demonstration. A lot of times what you'll be doing is the goal is for you as students to gain a deeper understanding of the state of Gen AI across various industries and learn tools that can either increase in effectiveness and efficiency for companies, offer services that build trust with clients for future paid opportunities. And what I want you to do is in Blackboard, create another folder called Final Project. And what you will do in your final project is you will select a topic for your consulting services. So you'll meet with your group and decide what domain do we want to showcase for our Gen AI tools. Now, you could be a general business and say, we're going to help general business teach general productivity tools, automation tools that enhance business operations. You can do, if you'd like, you can even do, Lily, we were talking about before, concentrate on wealth management or banking. You can choose marketing, using social media tools, content generation apps, help marketing teams optimize their campaigns. You can do general business, you can do small businesses. A lot of times small businesses, basically, you can create for them a podcast, right? Already, you could create for them, we're going to be doing chatbots. You remember, Lily, we're going to be doing, instead of 1-800-CHAT-GPT, we're going to do 1-800 or USA Wealth AI, and they can call it. And basically what I'll show you next week is how we'll start off in trying to get a good phone number, and then you'll load, just like Google Notebook LM that was so nice, is that you can upload documents, you can upload videos, you can upload text, that when somebody calls, and you can put the number on your website, when somebody calls, they can get information. Some of you are in real estate. You can think about even for students, job seeking for students, internship for students. What I like also a lot of times, what Gen AI is fantastic on, is mental health, peer groups for education, helping students manage their mental health, using it, getting more at ease, less stress, so you can do that. I've had students in the past thinking, what do I need to know is have a way in which tutoring, you can be a tutoring company, but instead of having physical tutors, maybe you have them as last resort, but help other students learn material more efficiently with the aid of general AI tools. Chatbot creations for companies, help businesses create personalized chatbots, personalized podcasts, healthcare, many of these, and you can even think about anything that is acceptable. Once you figure out what is your topic area, I'll have you fill out a form and you'll identify, basically thinking about what tools you could possibly use. You can use some of the tools that we've used already in the class. Some of the things that you can even teach people is on Zoom, on how to do remote assistance. You can figure out, plus some new tools. You'll look for tools that, at least for a certain period, just like we were doing, that have free trials or demos. And you'll have short videos that you'll put on the website explaining, showing how you can do some of these. And under the proposal folder, in your final project folder, you'll create a new folder called proposals. You'll create 2 separate items, proposal 1 and 2, and each item should include the following minimum: service or consulting idea, the choice of AI apps, and target use cases. Once you have that, below you'll see a screenshot of it. Once you have that, basically this is what you'll need to do. Proposal 1, service or consulting company idea name, give it a name, your mission, some of the choice of AI tools. This will just be in the beginning because there'll be others that you choose, what type of business, and then you'll have it approved by me. I want you to come up with at least 2 ideas. I will spend time with you making sure that it's doable, and then I am in each of your groups. You got that, Asher? I'm going to be a member in each of the groups, and I'll give feedback with it as well. So let's do this. Let's go to, I think the easiest part is, let's go to the audit area. So let's go to H audit. And in H under assignment groups, everybody see me under assignment groups, I'm going to go to group 0. Group 0 is myself, Daniel, who's the TA, and Sebastian, that you know in the folder. And then what I want is up top, just put final project. So everybody can do that now with your group, is you can put in a folder called final project. And under final project, a folder, you all know how to do this. Isn't that beautiful that we all know how to do it? And under that is proposals. So for instance, they have 2 proposals. One called Surface or Consulting Company in Intelligent AI, and then the other one is AI eFlex. I like AI in the title. And what we will do also, just so you know, is I have an academic partnership with Wix, W-I-X. And what they graciously have done for my students, and exclusively my students, is we're going to be upgraded to their business version of Wix. So all of our groups will get free domain names. Did you hear that, Thomas Owens? So we'll all get free domain names. That why I like it is we'll showcase this. One of the things we'll do is we'll showcase this on a website. And on our website, of course, we'll have our team where we'll describe our team. And we'll describe also social media. We'll have a number of accounts on social media. On our website, we'll put in a chat bot where people can query about your business, and you'll also have a phone number. Thomas Owens, where people can call in and find out about your business services. And then you can also recommend, if you'd like this, we can make it for you as well. That could be one of your services that everybody could even have. A chatbot service, a podcast. You'll put in a podcast on your website, right? But instead of chapter 4, it will be about your company, about your team. It'll describe your team. Our team consists of, Thomas, Matthew, and Lily, for instance, whoever those are, and it will describe it as well. So, what'll be interesting is then maybe next time we can put that into Daniel. Sebastian is tell Daniel is to put in also part 2 of your website as well, so they can see kind of like what the end product looks like. And this is the case. So if I go to assignment groups, then each group, then you'll meet together and then decide then what is your topic area. Questions? My other Thomas, any questions? So Andrea, what do you think?
I think it's a really cool project. I mean, we get a lot of creative liberties with it. So, and again with the whole Wix thing, we get to actually have our own domain.
And you know what? I want to emphasize to you, Andrea, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, and you guys know I have opinions, right, Soren? I've never held back, but in my opinion, this is the most important part of the class. What you got, even if you got the best grade in the class, Thomas and I don't, both my Thomases did well, but even if you did and you got the highest score, Lily, when you go to the internship, it really doesn't matter that much. Once you do it, it's what you can do. And in this case, Andrea, what I love about this part of the project is I want you to take it with you. You'll have a URL. You'll have a phone number. You'll have a podcast. You'll have a chatbot. And just that, you could end up being your own consultant. How many people even know how to do that? Did you know how to do that before class? No, right? So after that, you can do that, and then you also know everything about Zoom now, right? You can do even a Zoom webinar. You can invite people to your Zoom meetings. You can stream live and have your own channel, broadcast it. So you can do so many things already. And what I want is I want your project not to look like BTE 210. Do you understand that, Soren? I don't want, when anyone sees this, to say, oh, that's your student project for Dr. Rush. That's not going to be, it's basically you can send out your URL and this is my business. And this is what I've done. Everybody understand? So even when you're going to have your team page, when you're going to describe yourself, Peyton, I don't want everybody to emphasize, what year are you, Peyton?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore, what are you majoring in?
Real estate.
Real estate, that's great. That's kind of like at the end. But in this project, you are basically going to be, in this case, maybe you want to do real estate because you are majoring in real estate and giving realtors or a combination of people that want to buy homes, or maybe setting up for brokers and realtors, help you get more customers online. Do an open house on Zoom, right? When you're already doing an open house physically, broadcast it live on YouTube to have other customers come in. Do a podcast talking about different real estate. If you could even be focusing in, hey, I'm going to focusing in Miami or whatever, I can teach you how to be, selling more. And then at the end, it would be, and she's also, and Peyton's also studies at the University of Miami majoring in real estate. But it's like a side. Your description of what are you passionate about, what are you going to be, why is AI going to be helping in real estate? You understand? Or it could be some other passions that you have, you understand, that you can then progress with. You understand, Soren? So this is what you need at this point, at this phase. It's important to figure out, what do we want to concentrate on? It may be, you may want it to be generic, like in generic business, or you may want to say, hey, you know what, we want to be able, we're in education, helping all students, and then maybe in helping all students, we want to focus in on, we're going to start with maybe business students, and then, you know, with more difficult subjects, but we'll teach them how to fish, rather than in tutoring, to help them in different aspects to do it, or otherwise. So this is where I want our project to do, and every week we will have an assignment. Those that haven't participated as well, these weekly assignments are going to be important, because all of a sudden we'll be doing search engine optimization, we'll be doing Google Analytics, so we have to meet, that's the week we have to do that. Next week we have to pick, you know, we'll try out Wix, and then when it's really good, we can upgrade. We can do a lot of things in Wix, in the business plan, and we don't have to upgrade to get our URL, our domain name. But maybe later on, then we'll follow in social media. We want to be able to populate, not just to throw something out, but to get it to be viral. You can even do TikTok. You can do funny things in TikTok or whatever. You can show different applications. But to show, hey, this is a vibrant business. You got it? So this is where I want you to shine and take it away. You're not going to be taking away, Peyton, you're not going to be taking away the multiple choice questions with you. You know what I mean? Or even those short answers. But you take this away from you, and this is yours. They'll see your picture. You'll see everything about you, and it's real. So that's why I always was saying there shouldn't be anything BTE 210. Even when you do your presentation, you'll be doing the last week, the last day, you'll be doing a presentation, and I'll be giving you my final feedback. I will be giving you feedback every week. And at the end, when your final presentation is, Peyton, I'll be giving you feedback, and maybe you'll be the person that wants to, everybody will be there, where we're going to do it on Zoom, of course, right? There's no reason not to. You'll be sharing your screen, right? You'll be showing to me, and I'll say, you know what, Peyton, show me those your improvements that I haven't seen up to now. And then after I give you the final feedback, because that's what I always really regretted. If I ever got, you know, I was, as a student, I really always wanted to do well, and if I didn't get the highest grade possible, I was always said, well, if I knew that the professor wanted that, I would have done it. You understand? I would have done it. So I always do it that last time, just for those little tweaks, saying, hey, this will make it better. Then you can institute those issues and correct them. And then what I want is you to do a formal presentation with your group and present it to a group, possibly like investors or possibly potential clients, where you're formal, you're serious. What will you do it in, Peyton? You'll do it in Zoom. You'll record it, to the cloud. You won't have a password. All of this now makes sense, huh, Peyton? It's like second nature, right? You'll have that link. You'll upload that link to me, but guess what? You have that link that you can take and you can pass it on to anyone else. Isn't that great? Not only is my website, you want to see our presentation, and your presentation should be crisp, but it should be thorough, almost as if, almost that deck as you're presenting to investors. But you'll show everything that you've done and why this is important. And you'll record that, and that'll be uploaded as if you were going to do the final exam. So there's only one more exam. I don't want to waste a final exam on an exam. I want to take advantage of the final exam to perfect your projects. Do you understand that, Peyton? What I want? So that's the whole essence of the course, is actually getting those tools and putting them all together and saying, hey, this is really exceptional. You don't even, I think we're kind of inundated with so much, it's a way for you to step back and apply it. And to say, hey, look how much we have done, and you can pass it on. And some of my students have in the past taken some of this and actually made it as a business. And there's no reason, and they can even do it part-time. Hey, if you're a business, and you may even want to go out, and that's what I'm going to be doing, Sebastian, this time, is having the students go out and say, hey, is this of interest, having a phone number? So let's say, Peyton, you were going to do real estate, and you were going to have like a phone number, let's say USA Realty.ai, Realty AI, and you would call that number. You could go to realtors or realty companies and say to them, would this be useful for you? That people could call and get information on an AI chatbot. Would it be interesting for them to get a podcast about their company? And then you could even use them and saying, hey, do you want to be kind of in a way our sponsor? And helping giving us feedback. So it's a way to approach even coming, or even someone at the university. You know, if they're in the tutoring office, right? You guys can get tutoring to have something like this. Would this be of help? And to get a phone number, to get a podcast, to get a chatbot. Questions? Comments? So what do you think, Christian?
I think it's a really good project. I think it'll be interesting to see how it'll apply to like one's different majors.
Yeah, and it can apply to your different majors, or you can make it a little bit different. You know what I mean? I want it that's something that you can do. I've had other students before say, I'm a finance major, and they say, you know what we'll do? We'll do AI and portfolio optimization, you know? And I asked them, do you know anything about that? Can you even evaluate something like that? And they say, I have no idea even what that means. Do you understand, Christian? So every sector is using this. You want to pick a sector where you can explain it and be useful. You understand? This has to be real. So just saying, I'm going to do sophisticated forecasting and portfolio analysis, and you know nothing about it, Christian, I don't want you to go down that end. You may want to go more towards the end of client, you know, client contacts, how we can help you with client contacts or something like that. Do you understand that? What I want this to be that you'll be learning a lot of the Gen AI and matching it to your interests. But don't go down a road that say, you know, I'm going to develop a sophisticated portfolio management system with option tradings, and you know, and I'm going to be able to forecast what's tomorrow. What should we do now that Trump says there are going to be tariffs, right, Christian? What should we be investing in? Or should we be taking it seriously that there's going to be tariffs? You know what I mean? So you could see that the market went down these past couple of days because all of a sudden it said 25% for Canada, 25% for Mexico. So what should we be doing? Should we be saying we should be doing steel, you know, or investing in those companies because of that? So that may be a little bit too complicated, but that's the way people are going on it. So, but that's why it's important to meet with your group. And for what I'd say is try even doing this out before you go even out to spring break, that you can have it already on Monday, kind of a draft that you can kind of see it, and I can meet with students on Monday and make sure that everybody has a good proposal. Because once we're there, it basically is we're going to work mainly on that. We'll have 3 more chapters. I'm going to lessen, in this case, Soren, I'm going to lessen the number of chapters. I'm going to just make sure that we do the major chapters: cloud computing, AI, and business analytics. And then I'm going to be, most of the weeks, even when you do it, that's kind of like a side end, is you'll be working on your projects and getting that better and better. And you'll be emphasizing that. But I just wanted to let you know that I take this part seriously. The other part, Kristen, that's important is your group participation. And I know that's been an issue with a lot of groups, of some people having problems meeting with the group, other people saying, I did it, my other group members didn't participate. It's important that each member participates. You need to document in terms of times, when you meet, who was there. I'd even say even do recordings of your meetings, making sure that everything is done, because at the end you will be evaluated on your group project. And sometimes you say, Kristen, this person didn't do what was assigned to them. That needs to be done for the project, so you may have to put in writing, we're going to take over that. But there will also be peer review. In the peer review, I know it's difficult because you're not really everyone's employees, and sometimes it's difficult for people to say, hey, I'm going to see this person in another class, or they're my friend, or they're not my friend. But you're required in this class to learn how to, you remember we said auditing people is to evaluate themselves. So when there's a group that says everyone was great, everybody had 100%, I know that I will even pull everyone down, because I know that is what I call BS. Right, Soren? That not everyone, the project I can see, you can see the project wasn't even 100%, and you all are saying, oh, it's 100%, and everybody just did great, So you would need to evaluate everyone seriously. And if you look at the syllabus, people's grade will be affected. So there could be somebody in the class that gets, based on also my ratings and peer ratings, they will get a lesser grade, even though the overall project was higher. You need to participate. There's going to be the group recordings. So if somebody's not in the final group recording, pulling their weight, they will be penalized by it, and you need to evaluate, they will be penalized. I've had in the past where students said, well, the group did well, the group took the care, that's what matters. No, that's not what matters. So there have been issues in the past where they wanted their grade changed, and their grade, and I said, if you want your grade changed, it may be lower if I evaluate it. So usually in terms of coming back and asking for me to evaluate your grade, I said, I'll be happy to evaluate it, but it may be even lower, your grade, because I'll see it more in detail. But hopefully we won't have that issue with this class, but I'm just letting you know how important I think this project is. It's basically, in a way, Lily, I think about it as kind of like an internship. That you really can take it on. Why are you doing an internship? To see, basically, to have those connections, to see if it works out. And that may even be another thing that you can do, is get feedback. Even from if you want to do something in your group, and like in that banking, is even to show them while you're into it, send them the URL and say, this is what we have, or this is the chatbot, or this is the podcast. Can we use some of your, this is what we do. Would this be of interest to you? Where would it be interest? Why wouldn't it be an interest? What would be rather an interest to it? Because you want to get honest feedback. Because a lot of times I really You know, I deal with a lot of businesses from startups to Fortune 500s, and sometimes they think that they're pleasing me, that they think that I'm trying to sell them something, where I just tell them, it's good, I want to see where are basically the barriers. Where does it not fit? I could think it fits, but in our situation, you know, we don't want to do voice because we're not selling anything, or some other reason. You want to find out, or maybe they're misinformed. You want to educate them. You know, I don't want a generic one. Or what are their fears? You know, a lot of people, they're afraid of AI, and then it could be it'll hurt my reputation. You know, and what are the fears? And there may be valid fears. So it may be in a way that you say, hey, try it out, and maybe you don't have to make it public. We'll help you look at it, or we'll help you diagnose what are the issues, and you can try it out on a select, almost like a focus group, and see if it works. You got it? What else? Anything else that I need to cover? Questions?
Yeah, Professor, you said you were going to cover, what was it? It was least privilege?
Oh, yes, thank you very much. We talked about data governance, you remember? And the whole idea of data governance is it surrounds data. And basically, if I were thinking about a university, it's basically, a lot of you were talking about, it's worried about the security of the data. It's also basically of the entire organization deciding what data are we going to store, what data are we not going to store. And we talked about authentication and authorization. And then I had the part of least privilege. So Lily, what do you understand on least privilege?
It's more or less, sorry, like it's, did you read my response?
I did.
Okay.
Okay. But I'm asking you without the response, because everybody was kind of geared to it. So what do you think least privilege means?
From what I understood, it was more or less like in the context of like Blackboard, on our specific Blackboard, not the audit section, but on the class section, like students are considered the least privileged portion of it because they don't have the amount of, what is it called, accessibility than the professor or the
Okay,
does.
We're rehearsing this really well, Lily, because that is not correct, and that's the beauty. So it's interesting that, and a lot of your fellow colleagues had that same impression, that least privilege means I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. I'm the student. I have TA above me. I have instructor above me, right? I have the administrator above me, so I have the least privilege. That's what you understand, Lily. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And a lot of your other fellow students understood the same thing. But if I'm going to look at it, what do you think, Soren, least privilege means?
I think it's the person or that has the least access or the least authorization.
What it means, and everybody understands it because we're going to need it later, and we always need it. The role of data governance, the role of IT, is to give each of our users the least privilege for them to do the task they need to do. Everyone in the organization has least privilege, Lily. From the CEO to the president to the administrators, they have the least privilege to do their job. Now, they may have more access, but I'm giving the least amount of privilege. That's the way for every user in my organization. I don't want to overgive, because if I overgive as an administrator in the organization, the system is going to be more vulnerable. I have programmers. Let's say we have an IT section, right? What's the problem with that IT section is what? They can go to areas, they know the back end better than I do. I don't know the back end of IT. They don't even allow me to go there. So a lot of you said, I had the most privilege. I don't have most privilege anyway. No one has the most privilege, right? But I had to establish, Lily, another audit section. Remember, I had all my students make another section, take all the students that are registered in this section, put them into another section. I told them the name, because usually they took it from K-Link. I never even created that first section. I could modify it, right, and upload my syllabus, right, upload my test. Sebastian and Daniel can do the grades, but I do not have privilege. I do not have the role to add another section. I had to request it. I couldn't, though you could think about it, I couldn't make another section. I had to get access to it. So least privilege, you got it, Soren, and I think the majority of students were confused with that least privilege, thinking they had the least privilege. And I had more privilege when I went to the audit section. But the least privilege rule is give each user authority and access to what they need to do their job. So it may be the president of the university doesn't need to have access to some of the things that IT has access to. And maybe the president of the university doesn't need to see what I have in my course. Is that going to help him with his job? But it may be that my department chair may have access to mine, because he's kind of the supervisor, or my dean may be having access. Because they need to supervise me, they need to evaluate me or whatever. But they're saying Dr. Rush doesn't need to, she needs to get permission in order to get another course done. And then Blackboard, those people in Blackboard have that permission to do that. So that's why I called on you, Lily. I did see your answer. You understand? But that's why, but now you won't forget it. Because you're thinking least privilege, I'm the bottom of the totem pole, and then when I become CEO, I won't have least privilege. Everyone will always have least privilege. The least privilege is least privilege and that's why that term is confusing for what you need. You have least privilege in the audit area too. Because you need to be a TA, you need to audit other people's sections. You need to be able to upload. That's part of your group. You need to be able to put your recordings there, to do other things there that you can do. But with that least privilege, there's a problem with that, because since you have more access, it's more vulnerable. Because other people can already delete, modify, change. But we have an audit trail, which is interesting, Lily, when people upload it. So when people, for instance, to Sebastian or thing, say, oh, I uploaded that weeks ago. And then they can come back and say, no, we have an audit trail here, and it said you only uploaded it March 3rd, not February 3rd. There's in the background that they possibly can't see or see on that. You got it? It helps. And that's the key. Who cares whether, you know, it was 1 point off or, you know, the whole idea is that now you understand the concept. And that's what I want from this class, is that you understand the concept. Okay? We're determining the curve now, so I think I'll leave it for Monday for the curve. The curve is done combining what you got on the open-ended, Sebastian, what they did on the open-ended and what they did on their regular test scores on it. Okay? So Monday, after you come back from spring break, we'll go over the tests with you. But in general, people did, you know, well, you know what? Let me just, you want to see them? Yes? No? Let me just see here. This audit, this is regular. Let me just make the here in the grade center. Let me stop sharing because people don't need to see there. Let me just do it myself. Go to go to the grade center. Go to the tests. Right. I should see here, full grade center. Because I'm in the wrong. Helps if I'm in the right section. Let's see for grades. Full grade center. And here. Okay, they're on. So basically, these are going to be curved. If you have multiple choice questions, you have part 1 and part 2. They'll each be equally graded. The exam 1 will be part 1 will be curved. Probably from 47 on is an A, and B's probably go from 40 on. It may be changed, and your open-ended will be merged with that. So I think the highest grade was really done well. As well. So you can see that. So you can look at that if you want to stay. It's and Ariel, are you there? I can't see your face.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, did you see your grade?
For the test?
Yeah.
No, I haven't yet.
Okay. Can I announce that you were the highest grade for the multiple choice in the class?
I was?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, really. Okay,
Oh my God.
Good. So congratulations. Okay, if I had a
Thank
trophy,
you.
I'd be giving. Next time in the second test, remind me to bring you a gift. Okay? All right? So we'll do this. So let's do attendance. Stay with me. Matthew, you need to stay with me about the exam, and anyone else. I think we're ready to it. Everybody's going. And my other Thomas, I think the project can be fantastic. What do you think? Thomas? Thomas B., what do you think?
I think it's gonna be good. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I am. How could it be not? You know, I mean, you basically, like somebody said, all your creativity, all your juices can be there, and you can just use it. You know, I mean, how fantastic is that? And find things that I haven't found. You know, everything every day, every week, it's changing, right? As Sebastian said, there's so many things new that we're doing this semester we didn't even do last semester. You know, that's the greatest part. Okay, so let me share it. Sebastian, you want to, let me just promote you, right? I have to promote him to co-host, right? Everybody knows that, right? I have to make him a co-host, right? You know that, Andrea, right? Look at this, right? It's like our second nature. And Sebastian, can you set up our attendance? Okay, so 9636. After you get it, enjoy yourself, stay safe, have fun, but stay safe. Have a little fun. Anybody see that Volkswagen commercial? Have a little fun. I love that song. We should play it. By Elaine Streech. Have a little fun. And we can do it. Okay, so 9636. You want to put it in the chat? Be so kind, Sebastian.
Hello.
9636. Okay, and then what's up, Steve?
Can you remind me, what did you say the curve was for exam 1?
We haven't determined it yet, but it'll be around like for A's for the multiple choice. It's around 47, I think, is like the A's.
Out of 60?
Out of 60, yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Something like that. Something like that. But you know, it'll be curved at the end. But it'll just give you an idea, and the two will be put together. So Steve Guy, the two will be put together. You know what I mean? The second part. Okay. All right. So let me just if you stop sharing and you put that in the way, Sebastian, and let me just stop all my YouTube, stop everything recording, and then I'll be with people. Sure, you want to stop recording cloud? Yes, I do. I want to stop my YouTube. Stop.
Okay. Have a good day, Professor.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Keep it up. Okay. So Soren, you raised your hand. I stopped recording.
Yes. So with I did my Blackboard quizzes before my exam to help me study. Is that okay? Will I get late on my quizzes, or they're not counted?
You never did them?
Well, I did them before my exam.
Okay, no, if you get any credit, it'd be very little. You need to do them. You can do it, but you know I don't know. We'll see. You did it. Okay. It's passed. Okay. And how'd you do on the exam?
I did very well. Very well. Thank you.
Okay, so good. So you got that. So what I really want you to concentrate on, even you did well or not, Soren, I noticed that you did well, but let's concentrate on doing a great project. That's what I think. It's just, you know what I mean, so useful. You know, it's good that you have all of that. Okay. So we'll see, you know, in terms of that. Did you do and you didn't do also the adaptive assignments?
I did the adaptive assignments.
And why didn't you do the quizzes?
I'm not sure. I think.
So do them now. You know, now the quizzes are due. Why? You know, it's so easy. You know what I mean? It's open book twice. To do them on time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got the adaptive assignment quizzes mixed up, and then the.
Okay, but I'm saying for now on. Yeah. Do you understand? You have one due for next week. Do it. Get it out of the way. There. You know how easy is it? And then and before the exam, then you can review them again. That's the beauty too. You can get access to them once you've done them. You can get access to them. So why hurt? Right now it's. You saw assignments, quizzes, and the other ones don't count, they're all put together as 10%. You see that? So yes. They don't count that much, you know what I mean? But why not have them on time?
Okay.
Okay, now you know, right? and you've done them already, and it helped you, I think, even do well on the exam. So, right? Okay, keep up, and just do it. It's not a big deal. It's open book. I mean, it's so, you know what I mean. And you can do it twice. So it's just for you to get the ideas of it. You know that you understand those parts that I'm doing it. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Understand.
My pleasure. Okay, Thomas, what's up? Thomas, are you there? Or are you frozen? You think he's frozen? Yes? What do you think, Lily? Oh, it's Thomas. Hi.
Sorry, my computer froze.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt Lily. I can wait.
No, it's all right. We'll do this. What do we need?
I saw that part one for the multiple choice came out. Part two as well. I saw my grade came out.
Yeah, you did well.
Is that right? Is that for both questions though, or is that just for one of the like part two multiple choice or part two?
It's out of 20. Part two is out of 20.
Right, and 10 and 10, or is it?
Yeah,
like
no, no.
first, like
right.
first question you graded, and you're still waiting on the second one.
You only have 10?
No, I did well. Like it was out of 20, but
Right.
I was just curious though. Is that for both questions, or is that just?
That's for
one?
both questions.
Okay.
You did a very nice job on the open ended. Excellent.
Perfect.
You
Thanks
did
so
one of the
much.
best on the open ended. I mean, you
Okay.
did well on the first one, but I'm saying you did like one of the very best on the open ended.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Dr.
you
Rush.
know, I mean,
really
you had
appreciate
some
it.
good understanding. That's
I wanted to make sure I detailed as much.
yeah,
as I
no,
could
that's
for my
what you needed to
examples.
do. You did a perfect
Okay.
job. You showed
Okay.
your well
I'll-
understanding on it. Okay.
I'll do the same thing for the second exam then in that case.
Yes, it's exact.
down the road,
The
so-
second exam is going to be very similar. It's going to be the
Okay.
same format. Exactly.
Okay.
You'll have open-ended questions. And now you know what to do, and now you know how to study. You know, part of the anxiety is that you don't know exactly what it's going to be. So that's
Exactly.
right now you know what it's going to
Okay.
be. But we're going to do is for the second exam we'll have less we'll have we'll spend on new chapters less chapters. We'll probably review some of the earlier chapters like 4 and 5 again because there's an important security and database to get more of that understanding. People were those are the harder chapters and they were a little bit more vague, and then we'll have the next 3 chapters. So it'll be 5 chapters, but only 3 will be new.
Okay. Perfect.
So
Thanks so much,
we'll
Dr.
spend
Rush.
time. I want to spend all the time. Every week will be each group will say, let's show what they have. I'll explain different things, and we'll go through it, and then
Awesome.
you'll get it. Okay, perfect. So
Awesome. Thanks
come
so
up
much.
with some ideas already. Okay.
I've already been speaking to Peyton in my group.
Okay,
We'll
great.
figure
So
something
you can
out.
you figure something out and get it done by Monday. So then that way I can
Okay.
give you feedback already on
Okay.
where we're gonna go. That's what we'll do on
Okay.
Monday. Is we'll just start. Okay. Perfect.
All right. Thank you guys. I
My
really appreciate
pleasure.
it. Have a good weekend.
Keep up the good work and attitude. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
You're
Dr. Rush.
welcome. My
Have a good
pleasure.
day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. And Matthew, so are you feeling any better?
Yes, how are you? I'm sorry I have my camera off.
No, it's okay. Are you feeling better?
Not well. No.
Wow. So what are you going to do for spring break? Where's your home?
My home is in New Jersey.
Are you going home or what?
I'm not supposed to, but we'll see.
Okay. And you're not supposed to because you're supposed to stay in bed or what?
No, I'm supposed to be going on a trip with some of my friends.
Oh,
but
that is not a real good idea. But let me not be your mother, okay?
no worries about it.
So listen, so just so you know, I'm giving you basically an excused absence, but you needed by the course syllabus, you needed to submit that doctor's note before the exam, not after. But I'm giving you now an excused absence. So your second exam will count double.
Yeah, I apologize.
No, but I'm just letting you know. So that's an excused absence. I'm bypassing my own rules on that, but just so you know, so that second exam will be you won't get a 0 on the first, okay?
Thank you. I was trying to get an earlier appointment.
Okay, but all right. So this is done already. What I want you to do, Matthew, is get well. That's the main thing. And
Thank you, Dr. Rush. I appreciate it.
okay, and
Sebastian's been very helpful too.
yeah, Sebastian is fabulous. Okay, so anyways, all right, Matthew. So we'll take care. Okay. See you. Ciao. So what's up, Sebastian?
Nothing much, Professor. Got a midterm tomorrow.
Oh wow. And what?
In Management 304, organizational computing.
Okay. Are you prepared?
For the most part, yeah, but I'm gonna review it a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of people giving exams before spring break, I guess.
Yeah, but luckily it's only one, so.
Oh, good, good. And then what are you going to do in spring break?
I'm going to Punta Cana.
Oh, wow.
You are. You?
I'm staying here. I have so many things to do. So I just am so excited that it's spring break. But, I have a list of things, meetings and things like that. But we'll see how it goes. But anyways, yeah. But it'll be okay. So, all right. So that's good. We'll get together. You can get together with Daniel, and maybe we can even put some of your websites there. But then, what'd be good is to upgrade some of your websites to some of the new things that we're doing, but you already have on your website podcasts and the chatbot, right? And then look at vappy.ai. I'll go over it on Monday. Maybe I'll even talk to Daniel before. We'll need to have instructions on how the students need to do Vappy. It's pretty easy, but I want them to try to create vanity numbers, like like USA monitoring well or something like that, or USA accountant or something like that, that they can dial, like USA tax tips or something, USA insurance, like they have the 800 for insurance or whatever. Your family's insurance, aren't they?
Yeah, they own an insurance.
Do they have a vanity number? Your parents?
Yes, they do.
What's their vanity number? You don't even know it.
I know they have a number that
Spell something?
it does spell something, but it connects them with every office.
But check what their number is. Maybe you can do it. Maybe you can do something for them. You know what I mean? Of a number, and then they can have an AI bot talking about their insurance. And then, okay, all right. Take care, my dear. Okay, again, my pleasure. So all we have to do is you guys need to finish up their that Google Notebook, right? This is their last assignment. It needs to be great.
Sure that's all correct.
That's all. Good, perfect. Thank you so much. Students are really appreciative of you. Okay, ciao.